Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Broad Market Analysis. We'll be covering the dates of the 23 July into the 28th, so a full 5 days, 6 days of futures trading. And let's get it started with the earnings. Uh, I have underlined every name that I'm interested in. It doesn't mean much. It just means that, hey, these guys are having earnings. Be aware of it. Also, be aware if you're brand new at trading, if you're trading something that could be affected by something that's actually reporting, just know that, right? So if Meta does terrible and they drop 20%, they're going to have an impact on the market. Now, I will start off by saying this. I am 99 plus percent cash, all right? And so I'm just taking it day by day right now. Going into next week, I don't plan to get too serious until maybe towards the middle of earnings season, try to get a better idea what the market wants to do. But again, just concentrating on supply and demand. All right. So just remember, all this stuff is just a catalyst that pushes price into the levels that I teach you how to find before these catalysts actually happen. You can see here there's some important names, I think: Microsoft, Alphabet, Snap, Teladoc, Spotify, Raytheon, Texas Instruments. List goes on. AT&T, Boeing, Meta, Chipotle, Coca-Cola. Here's a name from the past. I've not looked at that stock in so long. Tilray. That's absolutely crazy. Surprised they're even around. Looking over here, Royal Caribbean, if you're into that kind of stuff. McDonald's, Ford, Southwest Airlines, Roku, Intel. You get the point. Just know when they are. This is some great material that I use right off of Twitter. It's free, and Earning Whispers is who I follow to get that information. Moving on over, this is called Market Watch, another free subscription. I shouldn't even say subscription, sorry. Just free material that I use to kind of understand what's coming out that could cause some volatility in the market. And as you can see here on Monday the 24th, we have S&P Flash US Manufacturing PMI to start the morning. That should be fun. And on Tuesday, consumer confidence at 10 o'clock. And all this is Eastern time, folks. Over here on Wednesday, we have FOMC decision. Fed Chair Powell press conference. These are my favorite times to actually trade. They should set the playing field tomorrow, maybe Monday, Tuesday, to get us ready for Wednesday. Basically, we'll find supply and demand levels. We'll trade between those levels. We'll have a good time. Thursday, initial jobless claims, durable good orders, GDP, advanced U.S. trade balance, advanced retail inventories, pending home sales, just a lot of noise to create a little bit of volatility in the market. And on Friday, personal income, PCE, core PCE, employment cost index, consumer sentiment. All right, sounds fun. Coming over here, this is the neutral strategy that I pushed out last week and just wanted to see how it went. Remember, you go long above this level. All right, this is the SPY and the QQQ. So if you went long above here, then you hit T1 and T2, and then we backed off, and then basically the neutral held and pretty sideways. Pretty boring week to be very honest with you when it comes to SPY. And over here on QQQ, same thing. You only got a signal to go long. You hit T1, T2, and just barely missed T3, came back, and then we held that neutral. And again, that was just last week. So overall, the strategy worked really well. Over here, these are your new numbers. Just take a snapshot, and if you don't know how to trade this, please jump on my YouTube and watch the quick video. This was made for traders who are on the go, people who have jobs, people who can't check every single day. It's really straightforward. I use Fibonacci's, I use supply and demand, and I put all that together for this awesome synergy for you guys to be able to trade that. Pay attention to the TTM Squeeze Pro down here as well. It looked like QQQ wanted to bounce. I actually took the futures into over the weekend. That's right. I am BA, right? So that stands for badass. And so I closed on the open. It was just a quick 23 points to the upside. How do I feel my overall sentiment? Here's my overall sentiment. Let's just watch price action. Uh, we'll trade off the levels. So the levels are already there. Let's just wait to get them. All right. Let's see here. I'm also taking a little bit of money while we sit here and talk. Boom. I just took some money from futures on the ES, and I'll show you that here in a second. Here's the bigger picture on SPY. I keep these notes on here so that you guys can see that I am one bad mama jama. Like, I know what I'm doing, and you can go back and you can check these. They tell you the notes. They tell you how I think, and quite frankly, I pretty much know how to read the market. So, look at what I'm saying. Grade me on that. Grade me on the alerts that you see in the room. You guys can see we're doing an amazing job. It's a really good time. And what am I saying this week? Well, last week, right there, right there. Update 716, price is holding inside supply. 446 is support. 454 is your resistance and or target. And guess what, folks? It hit 454. We were looking for that 5% of the supply zone. It hit that. It rejected. That's what we expect. And this week, I'm saying, far as the 2030 is concerned, that's today, price hit the 454 and rejected as we planned. This is the top. This is the top. I am getting bold here. I'm saying this is the top until it's not. Pay attention to what I just did there. All right. 2 to 3 days is what I would expect. If we can get over 454.77, I need to see 2 to 3 days that we can actually hold above. So am I not saying that I won't do anything on the first day it gets over? Not at all. I love to intraday trade. It's a good thing, but I'm talking from a bigger perspective. I want to see a base established above that 454.77, or I'm saying the top is in until it's not. All right. And again, that same support is still 446 on the SPY. That is your bigger picture. This is a quarterly candle. We were 1, 2, 3, 4 quarters up so far. So please just pay attention. It feels a little extended. It feels like we could digest. Feels like the quarter could come inside and digest. But again, who cares what I think? Just follow price action. Over here on the QQQ, again, the notes have been here, folks, and I do this every single weekend for many, many years now. I love what I teach. I hope that you're catching on, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Last week, we said price hit 363 and bounced and stayed over 371. 362 remains support, and the trendy edge is the next target at 385. It's earnings season. Boom, 385 was hit. If you were to look right there, there's that big blue line that is called the trendy edge that identifies supply and demand on higher time frames. We smacked it, we pulled back, and that's expected. That's exactly what I teach here in the room. Update 723, price hit that target, the trendy edge, and rejected. This is the top until we get 2 to 3 days, same as the ES or SPY. Support is 362. Overall sentiment, folks, just sideways to down until we can get back over that level. And let me be careful here. I say sideways to down. All I mean is digestion. I don't mean the market has to keep going down. We have some big names. I wouldn't expect huge pullbacks, but again, we have a little bit of catalyst on Wednesday from FOMC. Nothing I wouldn't think would be a surprise. So if I see anything, it'll probably just be a little bit of volatility to kind of shake things up and get you ready, okay? Moving on, let's go ahead and look at the U.S. dollar. This one's important. This is your quarterly. You notice that, the dollar, sorry, not the quarterly. I apologize. This is your weekly chart here. And as you can see, this was bullish. And as the dollar started to push up, the market started to pull back. That's typically how this goes. Now, this cloud is resistance until proven otherwise. So as long as that cloud is right there, I would say that the dollar can still continue to push up to the upside. Until then, I want you to be cautious. This week, I'm using the weekly candle. And again, it's bullish and the market started to drop. If I were long anything on this chart, I don't care if it's the dollar, if it's Amazon, whatever. If I'm long on this chart, I would tell you to look for the cloud to be resistance. I would expect the market to be choppy to down until the dollar hits that cloud. Then I would expect the dollar to reject there, and then I would expect the market to kind of give you that 1 or 2 days to the upside. Remember, cycles typically last anywhere from 2 to 3 days up, 2 to 3 days down, and about 1 to 2 days consolidation sideways. Very, very important. If you don't know about it, come and check us out so I could teach you more. Over here on the ES Futures, this is what it's all about. I actually just got out of a trade, and I'll tell you how and why I took that trade just for fun. All right, but again, last week I said it was a big deal if the weekly could hold over the 50, and I kept reiterating, like, I don't know if it's going to hold over the 50 until right before the close on Friday, and that's what's important. So 45.74 could not hold. And 45.29 now becomes your support. 45.29 support, resistance from a weekly standpoint 45.74 and a quarter. Again, sideways, choppiness until proven otherwise. You have support down here And when I say bigger support, that's what I mean. We have an inside and up formation, 4486 by 4419. Folks, if you'd like to sell credit, this is where me personally, where I would be looking to sell put credit spreads. I'd find the support down here at the 9 EMA and also the inside and up formation. Moving on over, this is a smaller chart. This is your daily. I have the triggers, and again, we use the TTM Squeeze Pro to kind of help us out there, or you can just use bracket trades, but I would expect resistance on this time frame to be 45.97, all right? And I wouldn't short, like aggressively short, unless we can get to 46.59. And when I say aggressively, I mean from a longer term perspective. Again, it's earnings. I don't really like to short into earnings unless it's just really quick. My buy triggers have 45.40 and a half by 44.93. That just means when price gets there, I'm looking at the TTM Squeeze Pro. I'm looking to see that the selling pressure has eased up. Notice at the 9 EMA on the daily is where I have that trigger, and also right here at the next EMA is where I have the next buy. And if you were to put some fibs on this, you would also see some synergy with the Fibonacci there as well. Over here, this is your 4-hour chart. This is resistance until proven otherwise, 86 by 4609. If you zoom in here, you can see this beautiful inside and down formation. It has tested, so this zone is not strong. Well, I shouldn't say strong. It's not as strong as it was when it was fresh. It's been tested a few times, and so if price does move back above the 9 EMA and starts to push over 86, 87, things start to look better for the bulls. But until then, if we wake up down here into the support, I'll be looking at buying the dip on the open. And again, I'll take you into a 5-minute chart and we'll talk about that, okay? Moving on over here to the NASDAQ. Again, we hit the trendy edge. We had a topping wick. We closed inside on the week. We have an inside and up down here. Your support right now is 15,271 by 14,902. If for some reason we get down there, I'll be looking for a quick move to the upside. Now, again, please, and this goes for the ES chart as well, for some reason we were to drop down in here, I'd be looking to buy the dip. I'm not saying that the dip is going to push us all the way back up here. It's just a buy the dip. We'll be using targets, some supply, using some Fibonacci, and understanding where we want to scale out and so forth, okay? That is your weekly look. Your bigger supply is still up here towards 16,241 by 17,044. And then moving over, we have our triggers once again. You can see we have resistance at 15,731. Short trigger for right now is going to be 15,940. It's worked really well the last couple weeks using the trendy edge. And your trigger long at 15,573 and 15,434. Moving on over, this is a 150-minute zone, 15.9 by 16.061. We are underneath the cloud. We're trying to push up into a little bit of resistance. If we open up towards the cloud, we're opening up into resistance. If we open up tomorrow towards this line, we're opening up into support. And that's why it's so important to trust your levels, right? I'm not looking at anything else except for the lines on my chart. And if you want to learn how to put these lines on your chart, come on over. I'll be happy to teach you. Next thing I want to look at is going to be the skew. It's high, folks, okay? I've been saying this for weeks, but we're in the middle of earnings. And so because of that, I'm not getting too aggressive to the short side. I may start putting some put debits on if we get a nice push to the upside, like say into Apple, into Amazon, who really surprised us last week and decided, hey, we're not going to report until the next following week, which kind of hurt some of my position. I had to roll it. Which is really frustrating. That doesn't happen a lot, but they are saying out there, earning whispers have put out, hey, this is a red flag. Every time, Amazon has came out and said, hey, folks, they're going to report later than they had originally said, that it's always been not a great result. So just something to think about. Regardless, sorry I went off on that tangent, but right here on the skew, things are high. Everybody's on the long side. The fear and greed is, extremely greedy. Basically, they're saying the majority of participants are on the long side. Do we have room to move to the upside? Yes. I mean, there is room, but, make it easy. Seriously, like go to a smaller time frame. If you have the EMAs on your chart, just understand we got to get past that threshold before things start looking good again. So above that cloud. Until then, it's resistance every time we come up there. And if you're thinking about shorting, that's an area where I like to practice reloading for that short to the downside. Better things, reset the market, comes into the green boxes on my charts. If we get there, that's where I'm looking to go long. Not necessarily just blindly. I do have a technique around that, and I'd love to share that with you once you guys come over into the trendy trading room at Simpler. All right. So, again, if you guys come over to Simpler or you're looking for me, you can reach out to support there and just ask, hey, how do I get into John's room? And support is awesome. They'll be able to help you. Okay. My overall sentiment, let's have an amazing time. Let's see. We still have Melissa. She's on a cruise, so she won't be back until the following week. So please be patient. I know she's still kind of trading here and there from the boat, and she's done well. So, Melissa, if you're listening to this, I hope you're having an amazing time. Enjoy your cruise. All right. We can't wait to see you when you get back, but we're patient. All right. So we appreciate you. I appreciate everybody listening to this. If you wouldn't mind, please give me a thumbs up and a like. I'll be putting this on YouTube. And if there's any other content you want to see, let me know. I'm going to do some more videos tonight and just push them out. On Twitter, there'll be like 2 to 3 minute videos, and please like those as well and retweet those. It just kind of makes other traders self-aware of how to read the market. All right, I appreciate you, and can't wait to trade with you tomorrow.